He wouldn't move, not even when the cemetery closed, not when it rained, not when the sun scorched the Kentucky grass for hours. The massive black and tan German shepherd just lay there, pressed against the small headstone, like he was guarding it with his life. People thought he was just a stray. But then, the boy's grieving mother bent down to check the dog's worn collar, and inside, she found a folded, crumpled note that would uncover a truth so heartbreaking and so miraculous. It would change her life forever. Before we continue, tell me, have you ever seen a dog grieve like a human? Now lean in, because what you're about to hear will stay with you long after this video ends. It was a warm June morning in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, the last day of second grade for 8-year-old Mason Reynolds, the kind of boy with a mop of golden hair and a laugh that could break through the thickest fog of adult worry. His mother, Sarah, remembered that morning vividly. He had insisted on wearing his dinosaur t-shirt, even though it had a stain from spaghetti night. "Because it's lucky, Mama," he grinned. "Rexy keeps me safe." He kissed her cheek, gave their German shepherd Rex a quick belly rub, and bolted out the door. She never saw him alive again. Mason was riding the school bus home with 24 other children when the driver suffered a sudden heart attack. The bus veered off a narrow back road, tumbled into a ditch, and struck a tree. When first responders arrived, it was chaos. Twisted metal, screaming children, dust and smoke hanging in the air. Of all the children on board, 2 were severely injured. Only 1 didn't make it. Mason! When Sarah arrived at the hospital, her world ended. Rex, their 6-year-old German shepherd, had been Mason's shadow since he was 4. He slept curled at the foot of Mason's bed, waited by the front door every afternoon at 3:20, and licked the boy's sticky hands without complaint. But after the accident, Rex changed. He didn't eat. He didn't sleep. He'd whimper at Mason's closed bedroom door for hours. Then one morning, a week after the funeral, Sarah found the front door slightly ajar. Rex was gone. A groundskeeper at Green Valley Memorial Cemetery found Rex first. It was just after dawn, and the dew hadn't yet evaporated from the grass. He spotted the dog lying motionless, atop a small plot in the children's section, one paw draped over a teddy bear. The man tried to shoo him off gently, but Rex growled, a low, broken sound, not out of aggression, but grief. "He's mourning," the groundskeeper whispered, stunned. Every day after that, Rex was there. Rain, heat, thunder. People left water. Some tried to feed him, but he wouldn't budge. Sarah hadn't visited the grave since the burial. It was too much. But when she got a call from the cemetery saying, "Ma'am, I think you should come see this," something stirred in her chest. She parked her car and saw him, Rex, curled against the headstone, tail twitching weakly. He was thinner now, his ribs showing. "Rex," she whispered, falling to her knees. His ears twitched. He didn't move. That's when she reached for his collar, wanting to take him home, and felt something tucked inside, a folded note. Her hands trembled as she opened it. It was written in a child's handwriting, sloppy letters, some backwards, the kind of note a mother might tuck into a lunchbox. But Sarah had never seen it before. "If anything ever happens, and I can't come home, please stay with me, Rex. You're my best friend. You keep me safe. Love, Mason." Sarah gasped. Her heart shattered all over again. She looked at Rex, eyes dull but still alert, still waiting, and wept. "Mason asked you to stay, and you listened," she whispered. "You stayed." It didn't make sense. Sarah had never seen the note before. She would have remembered. Rex's collar hadn't been changed in years. She returned home with Rex and opened the old memory box Mason kept under his bed, full of marbles, crayon drawings, and friendship bracelets. And there it was, a matching piece of notepaper, torn from the same pad, written in the same crayon. He must have written it weeks before the accident. Tucked it into Rex's collar one night, just in case. Over the next week, Sarah tried everything to help Rex recover. He wouldn't eat unless she sat beside him. He slept by Mason's old bed, nose tucked under the pillow. But he didn't return to the cemetery. It was as if he had fulfilled his promise, And now he was just waiting. For what, Sarah didn't know. But the answer came soon. It was another quiet Sunday, when Sarah noticed Rex bolt from the porch. She followed, panicked, heart pounding. He ran toward the park, where a family had just moved into town. Their youngest son was playing with a red kite, a boy around Mason's age. Rex stopped a few feet away, sat down. The boy turned, walked over, and knelt before the big dog. He didn't pet him, just sat. They stayed like that for nearly an hour. Then the boy said, "Mommy, can we bring him home? He's lonely." The family lived just 2 streets away. The boy's name was Jonah. He was shy, soft-spoken, and had lost his father in the military just a year ago. Sarah offered to let them spend time with Rex, and slowly, something shifted. Rex began to eat again. He wagged his tail. He followed Jonah from room to room. Sometimes, he'd sit by Jonah's bed the way he did with Mason, guarding, loving, healing. Months passed. Autumn leaves blanketed the cemetery. Sarah returned with Rex one golden afternoon. He didn't cry, just lay for a while at Mason's grave. Sarah knelt and whispered, "He's taking care of another boy now, just like you wanted." And then she placed Mason's note back beneath the headstone, not out of sorrow, but peace. It had served its purpose. Word of the grieving dog spread. The local paper ran a small article. German shepherd refuses to leave boy's grave. Heartbreaking note found. Then came the phone calls, the news stations, the letters. People shared their own stories of grief, of dogs who understood loss better than most humans. One woman from Wales wrote, "My husband died 5 years ago. His dog still sleeps on his pillow." An old veteran from Canada sent a photo of his war dog laying by his brother's grave. Sarah was invited to speak at a school, then a church. She never saw herself as a public speaker, but she brought Mason's note. She told their story. Rex would sit quietly beside her, calm and noble. "I thought I lost everything," she'd say, "but Mason left behind a guardian, not just for me, but for others who need him." Jonah and Rex are inseparable now. They walk to school together, play in the backyard, sit under the stars. On Mason's birthday, they visit the grave with cupcakes, and Rex always lays one paw across the teddy bear, still remembering, still loyal. Sometimes, the smallest voices leave the loudest echoes. A crayon-written note, a promise between a boy and his dog, a bond that even death couldn't break. Rex may be just a dog, but to Sarah, to Mason, and now to Jonah, he's proof that love endures, even when the world says it shouldn't, even when hearts are broken, even when a little boy can no longer come home. If this story touched your heart, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever seen a dog mourn? Or do you believe, like Mason did, that some dogs stay with us, even after we're gone? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this, where loyalty, love, and second chances change lives forever.